Uh, this is it. This is the trade that I took today. This setup was playing out before session, so I had to wait, meaning that I got in, like the entry actually triggered prior to me getting into session for myself, right? So, or to when I like to trade. So I missed out a little bit, so I had to get in late, but thankfully the market blessed me. The way that I just figure out my trading, and I'll keep it simple today, and then as this channel grows, I'm going to explain it more in depth, so forgive me if it's rushed and you don't really get it, but I'm just looking for what direction is the 4 hour going, what direction is the 1 hour going. I'm looking for an order block to be formed. I'm looking for a pullback into that order block. In or prior to the order block, there has to be a liquidity sweep. This is crucial. I do not get into any trade without a liquidity sweep before the order block. Like, it sweeps before and taps into the order block, but the sweep was just outside of it. Or in today's case, the sweep was where this horizontal ray is right here. This is a sweep inside of a 4 hour order block. So I get on the chart, I notice the last thing the 4 hour did is what? It's bullish. It broke structure. It broke right here, right above this order block line, right? This is the most recent break of structure. Then it's come back and it's mitigated it. If we go down to the 1 hour, as you can see, the 1 hour actually broke structure. That's the last thing that the 1 hour did. So I got in against the 1 hour, like betting against the 1 hour trend. Why? Because the 4 hour is stronger. And this is what makes it an A setup and not A plus. A plus is the 4 hour and the 1 hour are aligned, and some other things. So in this case, the 4 hour is bullish, the 1 hour is bearish, but because the 4 hour is higher time frame, we go off that. So it's come back, mitigated the order block here, didn't sweep anything yet, came back up. We're not concerned with this sweep, one, because it's not even in session, it's nowhere near my trading time, so I don't give a shit about it. It's come back, and then this sweep here is crucial. Now, it's crucial for more than just a sweep reason. This is a sweep of a strong high, a strong low, sorry, or protected low. What makes this strong? I like to use the terminology strong. It's just easier. What makes it strong? The low that got swept is a low that back then broke structure. So as you can see, price comes down into the order block, sweeps this low right here, and this low at one point was the low that caused a break of structure, right? It broke above this high, and it was a break of structure. Came back into the order block, swept it, and then this is my entry point, and this is where I feel a lot of people go wrong with things. I do not enter just off a 5-minute break of structure or anything like that. I like to mark up a range, a 5-minute range, very small, and that range is from, in this case, the last high before the sweep. So again, this horizontal ray is the sweep. This is the low. So this, although very small, easier to see on my phone, which is where I took the trade. Now we're on the computer. But this is the last high. Then it's come down, and you can see in this price leg, which I'll move it closer so you understand more. You're just focused on this high that came down and then swept on this 5-minute candle here, came down, formed this low, and then that is the range. From the 5-minute high prior to sweeping to the 5-minute low after sweeping. Then all we do is we assess everything. I know my bias is bullish, So I'm not entering a trade until it breaks and closes above this, outside of this box. So in this box is a no trade zone. We do not take a trade inside of this box at all. And you might be saying, why? It broke out here, so wouldn't we just take a short? It broke out of the box. No, because this is where you have to have a bias. And your bias is super important, but that's how we develop it through the direction of the 4 hour and the sweep, right? Because if you're in a 4 hour bullish order block and you've had a sweep of a low inside of that, these are bullish confluences, or vice versa if it's shorting. So if price hypothetically were to have just broken out of this box here and continued sinking, there is no trade to take. This isn't OBX. This is not OBX. We do not take it. Now, what we could do in this instance, if it did break lower, is we can also look for liquidity. The lowest level of liquidity that we look for is the 15 minute inside of an order block. So I didn't actually do this, but there fucking isn't any anyway. There's nothing left, right? So the only time that we would change ranges but not change bias is if this broke out of this box, but let's say right here was a strong 15-minute low that also caused a break of structure on the 15-minute, and it sweeps, we draw up a new range and we wait for a breakout of that range. You can just move it, it's fine. But in this case, there was nothing and it was just really flawless. As I said, I got in late. I got in here, hence why I put it here. Was actually on this candle, to be fair. This is where you would have gotten in, right here. And you would have want to put your stops. You can just put it here. It's not a big deal. You put it at the end of the price candle. I was going to say here, you can do that. This isn't a big range, you know, it's only $6 difference on gold. But today I chose to just put it here, which was basically at the candle closure, not the wick. Because honestly, if price has come down here, broken out of this range, that's just more liquidity getting swept. And then if it comes up and closes out here, it shouldn't really come back to this point at all, because this is also a liquidity grab. It's not a liquidity sweep, but it's a liquidity grab. This last little leg is just like, boom, last bit of liquidity, we pump. Again, this is your optimal entry, is on this candle here, stops here, and just aim for a 1 to 2. Where do you aim when I say 1 to 2? Do I aim for a high or anything like that? I don't. I really don't. I leave it up to the market. I know that that's not ideal. I know a lot of people have strategies where they aim for highs and everything. Like I said to you earlier, I just go off wanting to hit a 1 to 2, taking the risk. It's trading. It pays off. It's a profitable strategy. So just set 1 to 2. So if you had the most optimal entry, you actually would have been out of the trade a lot sooner than me. But anyway, you can see, if it's a good trade, this is what it should do. It should just straight up, barely any drawdown, literally not much at all, straight to TP. And it did go a little bit higher, but then as you can see, it came back down, but it could continue. Who knows? Who cares? That is OBX. Got to be honest, I feel like that was really confusing, but let me just say it again. Today's instance for OBX, 4 hour break of structure. The 1 hour is not aligned, but a 1 hour sweep of a strong low has happened in a 4 hour order block. We've drawn up a 5-minute range from the top of the 5-minute high to the 5-minute low that caused the sweep. We wait for a breakout from that 5-minute range. last thing I forgot to add actually, there has to be a break of structure on the 5 minute. Do not, if price closes outside of the range, but a 5 minute break of structure has not happened at all, meaning it's just chopped, right? Realistically, we broke structure on this first break of structure down here, right? We broke structure here, but it hasn't closed out of the range. That's enough. That's the only break of structure you need. Then when it closes, you're fine to take it. But if no break of structure has happened inside this range, and when it closes out, it hasn't caused a break of structure itself from the close, because this has happened, just wicks City. You do not take the trade. You must, in order to enter your last confirmation, is a 5 minute break of structure and a close out of the range. Then you just fucking take it and hope for the best. So that's it. That's day one of OBX. Definitely will be more thorough in the next. I don't want to say that. I'll be more thorough in the future. I hope you understand it. Give it a shot. Backtest it. Do whatever you want to do. That's how you trade OBX. See you tomorrow.